Ford will invest $3.5 billion to build a lithium iron phosphate (LFP) battery plant in Marshall, Michigan. The electric vehicle (EV) trend has been gaining momentum for nearly a decade, and the excitement shows no signs of slowing down. In a groundbreaking announcement, Ford's CEO revealed plans to introduce lithium phosphate batteries that promise to last forever without degradation. This raises two critical questions. How is this possible, and when will Ford deliver this innovation to replace traditional batteries? Ford's new engine. What is exactly happening? Well, there is a new diesel engine that's set to shake up the EV world. Can you believe it? A diesel engine that could give electric cars a run for their money. This isn't just any old announcement, it's sent shockwaves through the entire automotive market. This beast of an engine, called the PowerShift Titan, is not just another diesel engine, it's a game changer that could totally flip the script on the competition with electric cars. How? Well, this bad boy is insanely efficient. We're talking levels of efficiency that make traditional combustion engines look like gas guzzlers, a thing of the past. But it's not just about power and efficiency. Ford's new engine is setting records in the emissions department too. The carbon emissions from this thing are so low, and it's an achievement that's got the whole industry buzzing. Nobody's ever managed to pull this off before. You might be thinking, why now? Well, Ford's timing is pretty spot on. They dropped this bombshell right when everyone thought electric cars were about to take over the world. It's a bold move that's got people rethinking the future of cars. Is the reign of EVs about to end? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Ford's not going down without a fight. Ford's plan. So what's the plan here? First off, Ford's all about giving you options. They're not just putting all their eggs in one basket, they're rocking it across the board. Did you know they're the third biggest player in hybrids? And for the past 2.5 years, they've been holding strong at number 2 in the EV game. But the crazy part is that Ford's the only car company that's serving up the whole menu. And you know how everyone's been raving about electric vehicles lately? Well, reports have been coming out that Ford is actually losing money every time they make a sale, so giving customers options is a survival tactic. Why is Ford doing this, you ask? Simple, they're all about giving us choices. They've got a finger in every automotive pie, which means they've got their ear to the ground when it comes to what customers really want. They've been killing it in the hybrid game, but now it is time for diesel. And don't get me wrong, Ford's not turning its back on electric cars. Nope, they're playing on both sides of the field like pros. So, what's this mean for us regular folks who just want a cool ride without breaking the bank or the planet? Well, it's like Ford's hosting an automotive buffet, and we're all invited. More choices, better tech, and maybe even friendlier prices. Sounds like a win to me. Think about it. This could totally shake up the car world. Ford's diesel revolution might just pump the brakes on the EV takeover, at least in some areas. And you know what happens when there's real competition? Everyone steps up their game, and we get cooler cars. The future of driving? It's anyone's guess at this point. But one thing's crystal clear, Ford's not afraid to ruffle some feathers and challenge the status quo. Which is the right move to make because their legacy at this point is being tested. Look, they might be the second best EV seller, but they are beaten by a mile. And to be honest, it is the same in the hybrid department. So for them, this is a make it or break it moment. They did the same thing with EVs, and they failed spectacularly. And now, this is their new solution that works. Battery limitations. But how exactly? But first, why am I talking about this? Well, one thing you need to understand is that this diesel engine is here to fix the mistakes of their past and move forward. And the mistakes made in the EV sector are many. First of all, let's talk about battery limitations. Ever wondered why some folks are still hesitant to jump on the electric vehicle bandwagon? Imagine cruising down the highway in your shiny new electric car, feeling like you're saving the planet 1 mile at a time. But suddenly, that dreaded, low battery, warning pops up. Panic mode engaged. Welcome to the world of range anxiety, my friends. And don't even get me started on charging stations. You know how you can find a gas station on practically every corner? Well, EV charging stations are playing catch-up. As of 2023, there are about 136,000 public charging stations in the US. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, when you consider how long it takes to charge up one car, you really understand that there is a lot more work needed. And you know those batteries powering your eco-friendly ride? They're not exactly featherweights. We're talking 800 to 1,200 pounds of lithium-ion goodness. That's like strapping a small elephant to the bottom of your car. Can you imagine trying to make a nimble, efficient vehicle while lugging around all that extra weight? It dampens performance. Traditional internal combustion engines dominate in that area, although there are some pretty incredible EVs that provide amazing torque. But this delivers higher top speeds. Plus, there's something undeniably exhilarating about the growl of a gas engine that makes car enthusiasts' hearts race. It's like comparing a whisper to a thunderclap. Sometimes, you just want to feel that raw, roaring power. That sound and feeling? That's part of why some drivers just can't quit their gas cars. So what does the new engine bring? What's new? Now, this thing is unique in a lot of ways, so let me break down everything for you in simple terms. You see, the PowerShift Titan isn't just about raw power. It's loaded with high-tech materials and smart combustion systems that crank up its efficiency to the max. Imagine an engine that can adapt to run on multiple fuel types, including those fancy eco-friendly biofuels. It's like having a car that can eat anything on the menu and still set the bar for sustainability. This adaptability not only broadens its appeal but also perfectly fits today's green goals, catching the eye of eco-conscious drivers. On top of all that, Ford is claiming that this Titan slashes carbon emissions like nobody's business, scaling back environmental impact and throwing the old-school diesel reputation for pollution out the window. Imagine an engine that's not just powerful and efficient but kinder to the planet, too. Seriously, it's like a diesel engine on a green makeover reality show. Towing. And one area where diesel has traditionally held the crown is towing and payload capacity. Ford's PowerShift Titan promises to be no slouch in this department. While they're playing coy with the exact numbers, the buzz suggests this engine will outperform many diesel contenders out there, easily hauling more than 11,000 pounds. Compare that to electric trucks like the Ford F-150 Lightning, which tops out around 10,000 pounds. And it's clear this Titan means business. For those who need that pull power for heavy lifting, it's shaping up to be the perfect alternative. And the cherry on top? This engine comes packed with practical features designed to make towing safer and easier than ever. Imagine cruising down the highway with trailer sway control keeping everything steady or flipping to tow haul mode for optimized performance when you need it most. Then there's the integrated trailer brake controller, making sure your braking is as smooth and confident as your drive. And let's talk dollars and cents because, as much as we'd love to save the planet, we have to save our wallets first, right? But driving off with a shiny new electric vehicle in the US will set you back about $66,000 on average. That's a cool 20 grand more than what you'd splash out for a regular gasoline guzzler, which goes for around $46,000. Now, this steep price gap might have you scratching your head, wondering if it's worth switching to EVs just yet. And I totally get it. It's like trying to decide if upgrading to the Pro version of your favorite app is really necessary or just a luxury you can live without. And sure, many electric vehicles qualify for federal tax credits. You can think of it as a nice little cashback bonus at tax time. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves. These credits aren't a one-size-fits-all deal and aren't available for every EV model on the block. Environmental impact. So, in a way, internal combustion engines are still needed, and this new diesel option might be the savior we have been waiting for. And think about it, EVs are kind of backward. While they might seem like an eco-friendly dream on the surface, the road to those lithium-ion batteries is paved with some pretty hefty environmental costs that we can't afford to overlook. Now, you might think that whatever the new diesel engine does, it will never be better than EVs in terms of environmental footprint. But that might not be exactly true, and here is how. Let's break down lithium, the superstar of EV batteries. You might think it's abundant, but most comes from the Lithium Triangle in South America, Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia. These already dry regions face serious water depletion from lithium mining, which uses millions of gallons to extract the resource. This process damages ecosystems and leaves local communities without water. Now, let's talk about cobalt, another crucial component of EV batteries. Most cobalt is sourced from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, where mining practices are far from clean. Heavy metals pollute rivers, toxic dust fills the air, and once thriving lands resemble dystopian wastelands. So, what's the catch? Well, while EVs promise a cleaner, greener future, the reality is a bit more complicated. The environmental impact of extracting the materials needed for their batteries is massive. We're talking about ecosystems on the brink, communities suffering, and a supply chain that's far from sustainable. It begs the question, are we really moving forward, or just shifting the burden from our tailpipes to the far corners of the earth? This isn't about putting the brakes on EV development, but rather hitting the pause button to rethink how we source these vital materials. So, the timing of this engine is so clutch. This opens the door for traditional technologies to step back into the spotlight and stay relevant in the grand automotive scheme. And this isn't just any engine, it's a fresher, fiercer alternative to the growing trend of electric vehicles. What now? So, what now? Well, Ford just did their latest launch, a high-powered 6.7L Power-Stroke V8 diesel engine that is turning heads and shaking things up in the car world. This bad boy boasts a jaw-dropping 1,200 lb-ft of torque paired with 500 horsepower. What does that mean? Well, it's poised to make waves, especially among trucks and commercial rides that depend on raw power and heavy hauling. Imagine you've got a thing you need to move. Ford's new diesel engine might just be the beast you need. When you pair the high-output 6.7L Power-Stroke V8 with Ford's max tow package on a regular cab F450, you're looking at a colossal 40,000-pound towing capacity. Yep, you read that right. Compare that to the Ford F-150 Lightning, a sturdy electric competitor, but one that offers a mere fraction with its 10,000-pound limit. If you're in an industry or maybe you're an adventurer who relies on towing hefty loads, this new diesel might just win your heart over any EV counterpart. In simple terms, having the muscle to pull those massive hauls effortlessly, along with the tried-and-true reliability of diesel, could put the brakes on the electric truck trend for some folks. Now, I am not saying these engines are perfect. They are not. In fact, they have lots of issues. So let's talk about them. Drawbacks and fixes. Have you heard some talk about blocked injectors in the 2.0-liter EcoBlue engines? Yeah, it's a thing. Mainly affecting commercial champs like the Transit, Ranger, and Transit Custom from 2019, these engines have had a rough ride. If you're experiencing choppy performance, burning through fuel fast, or those dreaded power dips, your injectors might be on the fritz. Luckily, Ford hasn't left you hanging. They rolled out a service action to help tackle this pesky problem and get your ride back in shape. Now, on to AdBlue, a topic that sounds a bit sci-fi, right? But trust me, it's crucial for keeping those EcoBlue engines running clean. This urea-based fluid isn't there just for fun. It plays a critical role in the selective catalytic reduction system, helping to cut down on nitrogen oxide emissions. And you'll need to top it up every 2,500 to 6,500 miles, depending on how you drive. But unfortunately, some Ford Transit and Ranger enthusiasts with 2.0-liter EcoBlue engines have reported this exact drama. These hiccups can lead to some heavy repair bills and headaches, all linked to the engine's emissions control system and those seemingly generous extended oil change intervals. Real-world test. The reality is that although there is still a lot of room for improvement, these bad boys have been taking the automotive industry by storm with their seamless integration across Ford's entire lineup. From the hard-working Transit to the rugged Ranger, and even the family-friendly Kuga, these engines are redefining what it means to be a diesel-powered vehicle. And let's start with the mighty Ford Transit, the commercial van that's become the workhorse of businesses everywhere. With the EcoBlue engine under the hood, you're looking at a power pack punch of up to 170 HP, along with a jaw-dropping 20% more torque at just 1,250 rpm. But that is not all. The Ford Mondeo, the mid-size sedan that's all about comfort and efficiency, also gets a serious boost. The EcoBlue engine options, ranging from 150 to 190 HP, provide a refined driving experience that'll have you gliding down the highway in style. And that is not just a marketing gimmick, this is the real deal. It will save you a lot of money in the long run. This bad boy is a game changer when it comes to fuel efficiency. And let's talk numbers. The Transit Custom with AutoStart technology can achieve an average fuel consumption of around 46.3 miles per gallon. So over 80,000 miles, you could potentially save up to €1,700 compared to older models. Who wouldn't want that? It's like having a secret weapon in your back pocket. If you asked me, this is a killer option we have on our hands, but what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.